Hey guys, what's happening? Willie here from the Great Outdoors. Doing something today that was brought up by a subscriber that mentioned I haven't done it in a while, and he kind of enjoyed watching it, so I figured, you know, when the people talk, I've got to listen. I don't have to do what they say, but I have to listen anyway. Just kidding. Jeff, who actually sent the first quick microlight, he mentioned to me after the last video, or during or before actually the last video while it was being made, that one of the things that I did that he enjoyed watching was the stop, drop, and roll, which means stopping at a flea market, garage sale, antique store, whatever, dropping a little money on something that looks usable, and rolling on out to the campground or somewhere, anywhere, to use it and catch some fish. Hold on, ambulance is coming. So what we're doing today is going to hit the flea market on the way to the campground and see if there's anything that we can stop, drop, and roll on, spend very little money, possibly find something worth fixing up, cleaning up. I've got oil, I've got a screwdriver, I've got grease. The only thing I don't have is line. I forgot the line, and I had plenty of it too, and that's kind of depressing, to be quite honest with you. I do know a guy there who is one of my regular guys that I buy from. Sometimes he has line. It may not be the best stuff in the world, and it might be as old as I am, but it's there, and sometimes it's in the package, never been opened. So we'll see what we can do there. Okay, we're back on the road again. We have made 3 or 4 laps around the old flea market and have come up with 2 items. I spent $17, okay? I got 2 rods and 1 reel. The rod that I bought separately from the reel is what I want to use for the reel. The reel is on a rod, but it's the wrong rod. I see this all the time, and you guys probably have too. People putting spin cast reels on spinning rods. Don't ask me, I don't know. It's you know, but it works for some people, I guess. So anyway, what we're going to do this right, because the reel that I have, I'm going to show it to you when we get to the house. It is nasty, and I will have to totally disassemble it, and it looks like it's got probably 3 different versions of grease inside it. Not having a camper at the campground, I can't really clean this reel using the sinks in the bathrooms at the campground, because there's a lot of grease and oil that are going to be involved. So what we're going to do, go back to the house, we're going to clean this reel up. I'll show you it when we get there, and because we're kind of pressed for time, to be honest with you, and we'll get it all cleaned up. We'll get it on the rod that I got, which I will also show you, and go from there. Now, I know I don't usually buy rods, that's not my thing. The reel was on the rod, so I didn't have a choice there. But the other rod, something I kind of have been looking for. I got it for $7, and for $7 I'll give it a try, because it will definitely help in my transporting of fishing equipment, say on the motorcycle, or you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll see you when we get to the house. Okay, here we go. Definitely needs some work, and we're going to take care of that problem right now. First thing always with these, the cap. The next thing is hoping that we can get the spool out. Typical cracks in the plastic nut that holds the rotor down. That is typical. You see that all the time. Throw that in there. Okay, that doesn't feel stuck in there. That makes me feel really good inside. Hey, I just scratched the devil out of that, but so what? Let's go there. These things have a terrible time getting stuck down in there, and I can't believe that one came out so easily. There is line all over that. We're going to set that to the side over here. There's part of the ugly in there. I'm sure you can see that. This, I believe, will clean up fairly well. It does have the locking to keep, you know what I'm saying? It locks to keep you from accidentally casting. And here is the nasty. That is disgusting. That is why I could not take that apart at the campground. I just couldn't do that. It's too nasty. And speaking of that, I'm going to have to take it to the sink and clean this like it is first before I can really take this apart. Okay, I am not through cleaning this by any means, but I just wanted to show you all this. Look inside that thing. This could very well end up being better than the 710B I have. This could be one of those reels that made it to a rod way back in the day and someone tore it apart, put some grease in it, evidently, but they did not grease anything here. None of this looks like it's been a part at all. The grease was just here. Well, let's finish getting this thing apart. Again, like I said, this may end up being a better 710B than what I have. You have a C-clip on these that hold the spring on. So we need to get our little C-clip. Get out of here, Rod. I remember when I didn't used to shake as bad. All right, spring. The shaft comes out of the top there. Our gear is right here. All right, I'm going to clean this spring and the shaft and all this stuff up first and get that ready to go back together. I don't mind ones like these when somebody really has not disassembled it, because you could tell there was just grease on the crank gear and that was it. There was no grease in the rest of the reel. And the shaft is pretty much gorgeous, to be honest with you. Take a look at the spring. Spring cleaned up really good right in the kitchen, so that's not really even necessary, so we'll just leave those right there. Now the next thing is going to be your drag button. Okay, now when the drag button comes off, let's see if there's anything underneath of it. I kind of thought there was supposed to be. Yeah, there is. There it is in there. It is the spring washer, okay? Okay. Nut. Crank arm. Set that there. This cleaned up really well. The body is extremely nice. Barely any scars on the foot at all. I can see where it has been on a rod, but I mean that very well could be that piece of junk we just took off of there. So again, it's cleaning up really nice, and I mean, I hate to say it, but again, it may clean up better than the one I have. This guy here. Now, what I do when I do this, I take everything apart so it can go back on the way it came off. This right here, I'm glad it came off in one piece because I really wanted to show you. Hopefully that is clearly picking that part up. See how that metal spring goes in there? That right there on numerous occasions has destroyed people's mentalities. The way that that spring works, as you can see. At least I think you can. See how that works? That's just oil in there. That's actually not grease, and it's not sticky in any way, shape, or form. That's actually oil. So somebody did, at some point, put a little oil in there, but I want to clean that up. Let's lift that off of there without it flying across the room. I'm going to set it down the way it comes off. Look how shiny that is now. This is what you would kind of like if you're a car guy, you know, porting and polishing heads and things like that, and making things just move a little bit slicker, if you know what I mean. That cleaned up really nice, just wiping it off. Look how clean that is. This is the part that gets everybody right here. Hey, see how that goes back on there, everybody? There's our next piece. This also just has oil on it. Let's just wipe it down. Considering what this reel looked like, this is incredible for what's happening right here. There we go. Set that there. I mean, Look at that. It's amazing how clean that is. Put our drag washer back in. Now we're going to put this little symbol back on there. Then we're going to play a little jazz. And then we're going to put that back over that. And we're going to put that guy back on. This has to go back over here, and you have to squeeze in on the spring-loaded part to get it back inside. I say to get it back inside. Back inside is what we want. That is how that is supposed to look, okay? See how everything is sitting flush? When you got your little spring-loaded guy back in there and all that? That's how that's supposed to look. It's always fun getting this part together, especially when it comes apart on you. Maybe, just maybe, I've got to put it together like this. Let's try that because it might be easier. People think, you know, well, you do this so much. I do it a lot, but I don't remember all of it. Let's go down here first. What you are witnessing is the ABCs, okay? Okay, there we go. Well, there you go. That's how that works. It's a piece after a piece after a piece. And sometimes, yes, it is an absolute bear to get that thing right. There we go. Then our nut goes back on. Your little spring-loaded washer goes back over the shaft on top of the nut. Then you have your drag button. Now we got to put our little police siren back on top here. I made sure that our gear stayed the direction that it was. I'm going to set that in there like that. Wiggle that through there. This is where we could be saying goodbye to the spring. See, clip snapped into place. Release spring. All is good in the world. Now we're going to set that down because I still have to go clean all of this. You know, there are times when I'm absolutely astounded by what I see, what I find. And a lot of times that happens with these old reels simply because I think they get, I don't know, they get used once or twice and they never get used again. Who knows why the reason behind why it never got used again or whatever, but cleaned up the spool, got the line off of it. Aside from the scratch that I put on it, getting the clip off, it looks pretty good. You want to see a transformation here, I'll show you one real quick. Y'all love this. Look at that. Yes, we got to do the other side. You seeing that? That is gorgeous. Then, as you see, you got a hole on the bottom of the spool. You got the little stop sticking up there. You just drop this on here and you spin it till she goes bloop, like so. Now we're going to put our rotor on. And then we're going to put it on the right way. That'd make a big difference. So, Flea Market. Stop, drop, and roll. We stopped, we dropped, we rolled on back to the house because I just knew this one was going to take a little bit more. Now, it did take a little more. It's also a fairly technical reel inside, to be honest with you, so I wasn't sure what we were going to end up with at the campground, so I came back to the house. It was a better idea, and this reel did require a little bit more attention. $10, all right? $10, we got a rod that's not good, and this reel. I would have bought this reel by itself for $10. Anybody will tell you that. Got another rod that this reel is going to go on. A travel rod from Bass Pro Shops. Extreme Series, 3-piece. A bit heavier than what I'd normally use, but if you're going to travel, you kind of want something that's got a little weight to it, can handle itself, you know what I'm saying? Now, y'all ready for this? I really need I got a drum over there, but I can't roll and do, I just can't. Maybe Evan can edit in a drum roll or something. Look at that. That thing is gorgeous. It's baffling, isn't it? I seriously don't know it was ever much used. I mean, the Johnson USA, let me hide back here, none of that's worn off. None of it. You can whisper over this one. It's not growling at all. None. This is probably better than mine. Well, this is mine, too. But I didn't want two of these. Now I've got two of them. Let's put some line on this thing and see if we can't go down to the river, lake, pond, catch a fish with it. Because, I mean, I really feel bad about cleaning this one up and doing the whole stop, drop, and roll thing. And if we don't go roll, I mean, we did roll here, but still, I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. I got wax in it. I gotta get all this wax out of it. I just don't like it. I don't like it when it's got wax in it. Well, it has just started to sprinkle, rain a little bit. We got the 710 on the 3-piece extreme casting rod, and I've got something on there a little bit different today. I think it's time to try to get something a little bit bigger than what we've been doing. If I was ever going to catch something big, it would be on something like a 710B. Boy, the old green junk is swirling over there. The water's exceptionally green again, and something just hit right there in front of me. All right, here we go. First cast of the Flea Market 710B on the Flea Market Excursion 3-piece Bass Pro Shops extremely stiff and heavy rod. Man, you can't even feel the line come out of this thing. Wow, I mean, I can't even feel the line coming out of the rod, out of the reel. That's kind of strange. All we can do is hope for a fish. The water looks great out here today, but I don't know if I'll catch anything or get anything that really wants to attack this big a lure. Let's go back that way a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, come on, big boy. Come on. That's a good one there. Come on up here. Back there in the daggone weeds. What are y'all doing back there? But there you go. Just a few hours ago, this was at a flea market. Both of them were. Some cleaning, and we're out here catching fish. 17 bucks, basically. Well, technically $17 and about $3 worth of gas to drive over there. Thank you, sir. This is why you don't cut the camera off. Nope, nope, nope. I just came over here to change over to a worm. That's all I did. And I blasted one way over there underneath that bush. That is picture worthy right there. Yeah, that old boy hit as soon as it hit the water. And I knew I didn't have the camera on. I'm just checking to see if it's on now. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, sir. So, another stop, drop, and roll. That was incredibly fun. Even though I didn't get to really do it the way I normally do it, like, you know, go to the actual campground or somewhere and fix it there. This was fun. I mean, that reel turned out to be a diamond in the rough, covered in dust and dirt and grease inside. My guess is that thing was probably bought, fished with once or twice. Somebody put some grease in it, packed it, and after that, maybe it was just something they didn't like. Maybe it was something about it they didn't like or whatever, and who knows where it's been since then. I can definitely tell from cleaning it up that it has 25 probably plus years that it has sat. You can tell just the dirt and the dust and the way it was stuck to it. But man, that was fun. And the rod, even though I don't like Bass Pro Shops rods, that one turned out to be good, and I'm glad. It was $7, Paid $10 for the reel with another rod that's useless, unfortunately. But man, what a day. And I'm happy. This is the kind of day right here and the kind of episode that really makes me happy. We have resurrected something, brought it back around, and it's out there doing what it should do again. And I got a really cool 3-piece travel rod. Something like that I can probably put in one of my fly rod cases and take it with me on the motorcycle wherever I go. So that's cool. A great day. I'm sorry I didn't catch so many fish, but I was gone all day yesterday, and I'm working on all day today because now it is going on like 10 minutes to 3, and I left the house this morning at 9:30. So I'm going back home, going to spend the rest of the afternoon with my family, going to eat some dinner, maybe watch a movie, and unfortunately prepare myself for another Monday. It is what it is, I guess. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a good time. If there ever was an episode I really enjoyed, today was it. I had a good time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. It's raining right now. It's drizzling. That's fine. The rest of the week, I mean the work week, if it wants to rain, it can rain all week. I don't care.